Join me and my friends at the first annual Fast, Fun, and Loud charity fundraiser on September 25th in the Vancouver area. Details in the description below. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Casey. This is my 2020 Jeep Wrangler Eco Diesel. We're going to be making some storage and configuration changes. This is something that I'm always battling with, changing things around, trying new products, and working with different configurations. So we've got the Adventure X system on our Jeep, and I've got some space up here. So one of the changes I made a while ago is a new rooftop tent. We put the Roof Nest Condor Overland on here, and that's kind of freed up these two racks here. These are the load bars from Adventure Rack system and Metal Cloak, and I've now got some space. So I want to put some cargo up here on the roof, and I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. So as I said, I'm always kind of battling with storage and storage configurations on the Jeep, as well security of my gear. I carry a lot of camera gear around when I'm out, and sometimes when I'm parking, I need to be able to store stuff in my Jeep. So let me catch you guys up with what we have today, because I have added some stuff to the Jeep, and I haven't really told you guys too much about it. Before our last trip down to Oregon, I added a bunch of these front runner wolf packs that I picked up over at Modular Racks, and if you want to find these, I will put them down in the description below. I've got 4 of them here stacked in the back, as well as my EcoFlow solar panels on the top. I need somewhere to put my chair. Let me show you my chair in a second that I picked up. So what I want to do is have it so there's just 2 of these wolf packs. And these are the Wolf Pack Pros. I'll show you them. We'll take them out. I'll show you these guys in a second. I want to have it just so there's 2 here, and then I can put my lawn chair, my camping chair, and my solar panels in here. And then we're strapping these down and securing them with these Scratchets from Front Runner. And I'll put these in the description as well. But these are pretty cool because they're more like, well, let's pull them out. And I'm gonna show you guys just how I'm gonna mount these Front Runner Wolfpack Pros to the load bars on the roof of the Jeep. And the other thing, I'll show you just what I'm bringing for tools, and just how much you can fit in some of these. So these Scratchets are really easy to undo. They have these little buckles on them, and you just kind of pull that away and it loosens off. And when you want to tighten it, you just pull on the strap up and over. I'm trying to do this with one hand while talking. But as you pull it, the bungee cord in here puts tension on it. I really like these because they're nice and quick to undo. So I've kind of put one across my EcoFlow solar panel, and it kind of holds everything down. And then we can just pull these off like that. And we can grab our solar panels when we're at camp. And then we have another set of the Scratchets that we'll undo. And that gives us access to all our cargo. These are weatherproof, dustproof, from Front Runner. Custom Modular Rack sticker on the side, but you may have seen these before because the wolf packs have been around for a while, but these are the Pro versions, so they have these much more robust, pretty sure they're aluminum, they feel like aluminum, much more robust latches on them. And then what I've got down here is some of the bigger, heavier stuff. Let me put this down. This one has my jack in it and some tools. And if you're wondering what off-road jack I bring these days, I have been carrying around a safe jack, which is a bottle jack. Let's turn this cool ammo tin. It is a, and I haven't even used this yet, but it's a bottle jack. But what's cool about this is it has this cradle, so when you put it under your axle won't slip off the bottle jack. It's much simpler, safer, and this is a lot lighter than bringing around a, well, Pro Eagle or high lift jack. But bring what works for you. This is what I've been wanting to try out, and this is what I'm bringing these days. And we've got some other toiletry stuff. Got some of my tools in here and zip ties. So we're gonna reorganize some of our tools, and then I'm gonna try to put 2 of these, probably the ones that I use the least, so tools and other accessories, up on the load bars on the roof. So that is our project for today, but first we've got to unpack this last one here. I've got my stove in here in this last one. Got the Jetboil Genesis Base Camp stove. You guys seen this if you watch the videos. But these wolf packs are really nice because they stack. They have quite a bit of load capacity on them. You can put two on top of each other, use it as a little side table when you're at camp, and then, you know, just slide them under your Jeep at night and you don't have to pack everything back up. And you don't have to worry about the elements. They're pretty secure. I don't know. They don't say they're bear proof, but I would say that a bear would probably have a pretty challenging time getting all those latches off. Yeah, I've been really happy with them, and I've been wanting to figure out a way to throw them on the roof. So that's what we're doing. And check this out. Corvette update. It's now a red Jeep. We sold the Corvette. Went really quick, and quite happy with how that deal went together. And we've got room in the bank account now for our Gladiator with a V8 swap. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna be starting that in the fall. But I picked up some new tools, which is part of why I wanna reorganize things a little bit. Switched impact guns. So I do bring an impact gun with me, mostly for changing tires, but you know, you use it for other things occasionally. I have been carrying around, this guy. This is the DeWalt 20 volt XR impact. This thing is a 1/2 inch impact gun. It is an absolute beast. This thing will knock off axle nuts, pinion nuts, whatever you need. Tons of power, but it's quite large and quite heavy. And mostly I use my impact gun for smaller stuff. Mostly, almost every time I've used it is for changing tires when we're out on the trail. So DeWalt just came out with this new Atomic series impact gun. This one is 300, oh, I've got the box right here, 300 foot-pounds of fastening torque and 450 foot-pounds of breakaway torque. So it's probably less than that in the real world, but it lets me stay with my battery ecosystem. I generally carry around a couple of these 60 volt 9 amp hours batteries, as well as a charger. My chainsaw uses them, and then I don't have to carry another set of batteries if I need to pull out and use my impact gun. And I've just been using this DeWalt Toolbox, which fits actually really nice. This is just a couple things in here right now, but we have the odds and sods bag of different bolts and connectors. Bring a multimeter with us, various zip ties, cord. This is just an emergency blanket. I have these laying around all over the place. Never know when you might need one. And you know, we've got things like fuses, connectors. I have air valves. I probably should take these out, but I had air valves from the JK. The JK has a very extensive onboard air system that requires bits and pieces, and just other breakers and connectors. Really handy to have a valve stem tool, and of course with valve stem tools you should probably bring some valve stems, and I've actually given these out to people when I'm out there, and just some caps and stuff. So this is my toolbox, and then we've got this big worn tool roll here. Keep all kinds of wrenches, ratchets. So we're gonna go through here and try to slim this down a little bit. This is actually a really important one. This is one that you should have, because if you break a front axle shaft and need to remove it, you are going to need a large socket, such as this one, to remove your axle nut right here. So then we also bring a couple 12-point sockets. So this one here is a 10 mil, and this one here is, I think, a 13 mil. Yeah, a 13 mil. And why I bring 12-point socket, once you get your axle nut off your wheel, see down here, and you need to take your hub off, you need a 12-point socket to remove the bolts on the back of the. I think probably the most likely thing for me to break is gonna be an axle shaft on the front. The other thing is, if you blow up your front ring and pinion, you need to remove your axle shafts to drive home as well. You're gonna have to disassemble your front axle, front wheel assembly, brakes, hubs, all that stuff. So a couple specialized tools, total side tangent, but why not tell you guys what I'm bringing? The toolbox generally just goes, well, this is a bit of a mess. We gotta move things around, but I generally have the toolbox sitting strapped down right here. And then in the middle, I'll move these bags out of the way, but it's a perfect spot for a pair of milk cartons. And then generally the milk cartons, we can just unload and load at camp. I'll keep food in here, a coffee machine, some extra pans or lights, basically everything that needs to come out right away when we get to camp. Oh, and here we are with my camp chair. So this chair I've switched. I have the Lazy Bear from Kuma, and now we have this is called the Off-Grid from Kuma. Check this out. So if you saw the Oregon series, you would have seen this. This is our new chair. What I really like about that is it folds flat, so we're gonna be able to put it on top of those wolf packs. It's got these nice big feet here that you can adjust for uneven surfaces as well as sandy surfaces. It's a really comfortable chair, all padded. I'm just gonna hang out here for a minute. But what's awesome is, look, you lift up the arms, and it's hard to do. You generally want to do this with two hands, but we can lean way back. Super comfy for just chilling by the campfire or at a lake or whatever. So we got to make room. We're gonna put that up here. So what we're gonna do is 2 wolf packs secured by Scratchets, solar panel, chair, and then we've got to figure out how to get these wolf packs on the roof of the Jeep with these bars, because they do have a mounting system. It's more of a plate mounting system, which is more for flat surfaces or the front row rack. It's not really made to mount onto round bars. So I got to come up with a solution to mount 2 of these up there, and then we're gonna give them a test drive on our next trip, because we're going out in a couple days back to Poison Mountain, if you want to check that out. So this is kind of the idea that I'm going for. Got 2 of them up here, just sit below the roof nest tent. Now, a couple considerations. We got to be able to get to our latch. So we can undo this. You don't actually need a key for this, but woo, see, there we go. So we need to make sure our latch will go down. And the other thing is we need to be able to make sure we can access these, because I think what I'm going to do is mount these up here so that we're not pulling these off. We're just going to leave them up here. We're going to mount them onto the bars in such a manner that they don't come off, and we'll just come up here to get what gear we need. So I think we might need to slide these forward a little bit. We have a bit of adjustability. We can move these bars forward. It looks like 2 of them will sit really well up top. So looks like we can go this way a little bit more. We might be able to just clear that latch altogether. Parts of the bar here, which maybe we need to rotate these around so they're on the outside holding the bars rather than on the inside. And we've got a whole bunch more space before we're hitting them, and they're not sitting flat on here. So I think we'll do that first. I want to check that our lid hinges. We'll be able to use them up here. Put that on. So that's about how much room I need to access these hinges. We'll move these forward a few inches, but I can easily get these hinges open, get my hand around them. They're nice big hinges too when it's cold and you're trying to get these on here off with gloves maybe. Pretty good. So let's move these bars forward first, make sure we got the right room. And then I think I'll take these bars off, and I've got an idea of how I'm gonna connect these to these load bars. I went and grabbed some of these Ubolts, and I think if we drill some holes in the bottom of these, basically put this on the bar, and then we'll thread the bolts up through the bottom of the wolf pack, and then we can use the plate to secure it down, and that'll hopefully, that should be fine. Yeah, lots of thread there. Suck this down. These should be nice and secure, even with some cargo up there. There we go, just like that. Oh, I can't reach the camera though. Got our load bars off, and we've got our wolf packs upside down, but this is kind of what I was thinking. So we will put a couple of these U-bolts on here, put some holes in here, drill them in, slide these out, and reverse the mounts. So these are on the outside and not the inside. Stay. And that should be pretty good. So we'll bolt them onto the bars, put them back on the roof, and let's see how that works out. Just pondering the layout, I've got all my U-bolts sort of sitting on this bar, and I'm just kind of pondering where I want these to sit on these boxes. But kind of what we're going for is having these pointing up, and this will sit. Oh, get these backwards. That's because this is the front one. These will sit out there like that. These will sit on there like that. And then we've got this much. We've now got these outboard instead of inboard. So these aren't sitting as far, and we can bring the boxes out a bit more, and we can move them around once we get up here, because well, these are stiff. They do move around. They're not completely tight on here. I think that looks pretty good. Perfect. All right, now we'll just do 6 more. All right, we've got all our U-bolts in. Now we just need to flip it over carefully, because we don't want to lose our adjustments. And there we go. We got our bolts hanging out on the inside. So we'll just put these little plates over them. And I think we'll put a little silicone sealant around them so we don't get any water or dust coming in here, but the holes are pretty close to the actual U-bolts shank size, and this should work perfectly, just like that. And with the power of editing, everything is now bolted on. So let's fire this on the roof and see how it looks. Well, that went on pretty good. So here's what it looks like from the front. Just gotta align the bars a little bit more that way, but I need to put the light on first before I close the gap between that and the awning. That worked out pretty good. So let's get this reconnected and load it up, and I'll show you guys the finished version. All right, I decided to throw some traction boards on there as well. Seemed like a good spot to put them, and I did a little road testing on the highway. It's actually quieter with the traction boards in front of the cargo bins. Seems to be helping having them there, but here we go. Here's our final setup. We've got both of the Wolfpack Pros mounted on the roof. We've got our load bars from Adventure Rack Systems mounted outboard of the main rails that go front to back holding the tent. And then we've also made the rail clamps outboard as well. And then everything's just kind of sitting on there real nice. See our clamps in there? Everything's very secure. We can like rock the Jeep with our cargo boxes. And then I've just quickly taken a ratchet strap, put it around my cargo bars to hold on the traction boards for now. We'll see. I don't know. Definitely don't like the blue on here, but it's the only one I had. But nice and easy to access. Just step up on our metal cloak overland steps and undo our latches, and we can get into, we've got some recovery gear in here, our jack, airline, various bits and pieces. Nice and easy to lock back up. Don't forget the front. Redid the toolbox. It's in there nice and tight. We got our milk cartons in here with various food and accessories, the EcoFlow Delta. Up here, redone things. So we've got our kitchen stove, Scratchets holding everything down, EcoFlow solar panels. We've got the off-grid camping chair from Kuma. And then around this side, hop up. Nice and easy stepping on our steps. And once again, super easy. Unlatch these. And on this side, we've got a tarp on top and just some miscellaneous stuff, chargers, a heater, some extra coolers, and got our tire repair kit in there. So just some extra stuff that's sloshing around in the Jeep that we can put up here on the roof. And sometimes I just enjoy the simple mods and changes to the Jeep, and they can make a huge difference. Do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button as I do upload every week. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Ask me any questions down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.